is December 30th. 19 degrees out. Snowing out. I'm in the Challenger. Okay, well, maybe I should have took my truck today, but I was too lazy to clean it off and start it up and everything. So today's topic is just going to be about winter driving tips, and it's probably 1 or 2 inches of snow outside right now. We're in the New York City metropolitan area, and one of the 5 boroughs going to work. And you know, it's Saturday. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is miserable out here. And why the fuck are you out, people? Really? Stay home. Cup of hot chocolate. Why are you running around all over the place? I mean, this is ridiculous. There's traffic out here. Everybody in their cute utes and their SUVs and all that kind of stuff. I see them zipping by me. But you got to stop too. Just because you got all-wheel drive or your feel-good all-wheel drive system that the manufacturers tell you that you have, most of those all-wheel drive systems are junk. They're shit boxes. They're front-wheel drive based cars with a clutch-actuated rear differential that in a tough situation does not work. It's not like a true all-wheel drive car like the Subarus, the Audis, Mercedes. But believe it or not, the best systems out there are going to be the Subarus and the Jeeps. There's other manufacturers that are really good also, but just from my experience, the Subaru people, they really got it nailed down. And this bracket is shaking. I don't know why it is. It's tight, but we'll see how the video comes out. I've driven all the types of all-wheel drives, most of them out there. And while, yeah, they are pretty decent. When it gets tough out there, people think they got a true four-wheeling capability truck, and they realize they go over into mountain snow or something like that, and then they're stuck. Unless it says four-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, you do not have a true four-wheel drive truck or car or whatever like that. Yes, there are smart systems out there. Yes, all that kind of stuff. It transfers the power. But in really bad weather, you want to have a freaking knob or a lever to put that bitch into four-wheel drive, to lock the wheels, to lock the differential, to have a true transfer case set up. Now, the downside to that is wheel bind. If you have a four-wheel drive truck or anything from the Pathfinders to the Jeeps, the older ones, you put that bitch into four-wheel drive, and then all of a sudden the rain stops or the snow stops, and you're on dry pavement. You can make a turn, and that whole car, the whole truck tends to chatter. The front wheels are locked with the back wheels, so they need to turn at a different rate, and it's like having a locked differential, basically, but between two axles. And it's really annoying. Now, what a lot of manufacturers do with a all-wheel drive system that's based on a four-wheel drive system, that means it has a proper transfer case, like a Grand Cherokee or any one of those types of vehicles. They have a viscous clutch within the transfer case that allows the front differential to slip from the back differential. While really good, but for the true four-wheeler guys, that's junk, because they tend to be not reliable when you start putting big tires on them, and they tend to burn up the transfer cases. Now, one of the more ingenious setups is the Subaru setups, which are true. I think they were the pioneers, or I guess that they kind of stuck with that theme with all their cars, and then they really perfected that system of the all-wheel drive. I like the older Subarus, maybe late 80s, early 90s, but the new ones that came out, the body styles, whatever. That's another whole nother topic. But for their drivetrain systems, really good. You got the Audis and you got the Mercedes also. They got the four-wheel drive system. But what kind of tires do they put on the cars? They put high-performance tires. So most of these knuckleheads don't put a snow tire on the car. And what do? They get stuck. They slide off into the ditch someplace, even though they think they got the all-wheel drive system, which I think is funny. So I do the two world. I do the best of two worlds. I have the Challenger, then I have a truck on top of that. So when it's tough, I mean, to have a dedicated four-wheel drive truck, I think that's just me. I like that. But so far, this car is doing well. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? All-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive with snow tires? You know. That's another thing too. Tires, man. Tires make the world of a difference. You could have in some incidents where you don't have per se heavy snowfall, but you have consistent snowfall where it's not more than a couple of inches. Sometimes you're better off saving your money and buying a front-wheel drive car or rear-wheel drive car and putting good damn snow tires, Blizzaks, dedicated snow tires for that car. And you, believe it or not, you'll be trekking through the snow better than some of the all-wheel drive cars because of the shit tires they have on those vehicles. So, but then if you have an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive truck with dedicated snow tires, whew, you are golden, man. I mean, it would take a ton of snow to stop one of those vehicles. So you would have to be belly deep in snow if you have a good dedicated snow tire. And don't think that since you have the all-terrain tires on your vehicle, the big mud tires, they get hard as a rock too, and they don't channel the snow either. They're terrible on ice. So for you fellas, the four-wheel drive and the jacked up trucks with the 35s and 32 inch, whatever, 32 to 35 inch tires, and you got those big BFGs on there or whatever mud terrain tires. You think you need to go out in the snow? You see those guys sliding right off the highway too. Scratching their heads and yeah, man, I got a good all-terrain tire. No, all-terrain tire is not for snow. It might have a snow symbol on there. No, I'm sorry. It might say that it is rated for snow, but it's not. It doesn't chuck the snow out. The tires get hard. They're compromised. So you get a compromise between a snow tire, mud tire, and an all-terrain tire. So tires are like, to me, tires are like shoes. You have a dedicated running shoe. You have a boot. You got a dress-up shoe. Everything has a purpose. And sometimes you have a crossover that works very well in certain circumstances, but they only do it in a narrow band of operation. So that's what most people don't understand about tires, about all-wheel drive cars and front-wheel drive cars, rear-wheel drive cars. They listen to the hype of the manufacturer, which a lot of times is misleading. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Peace.